Abraham, the last couple of weeks I've been thinking about the subject of talent, and it got me thinking, what really is talent? Because when you think about it, people say that a child that's born with an incredible amount of talent is an unexplainable gift. But is it just merely a being's desire to know a certain subject, and they focus on it for so long that they've accumulated this wealth of information, or is it really an unexplainable gift?
It is not unexplainable as far as we are concerned. It is, when you view your great artists or musicians or the masters of whatever, most of you see them as very, very unique and very rare, very different from the rest of you. And actually all that they have achieved is a clearer blending with that which they really are. In other words, they are, for whatever reason, and there are many different reasons, not resisting their natural connection with broader perspective, where most of you are, you see. And so talent, we could define it very succinctly, is your conscious allowing of your broader awareness. You have heard us say, when you get your desire and your expectation all going in the same direction, then you are more powerful. You've heard us say, think about feeling good. Identify first how you want to be or feel on the inside, and then the inspiration to act will come. And so this talent that you are talking about is often called the inspiration. In other words, you see what we are saying? Mm-hmm. And so it is just a clarity between the physical being and the non-physical being.
Does this mean that if in this lifetime I decided that I wanted to find out more about a certain subject and I started to focus on it, within 5 lifetimes I would have accumulated this talent? I mean, can I create a talent?
Why wait 5 lifetimes? In other words, you see, as you are this physically focused being, you have access to all that is. And so, through this physical focus, if you will but identify what it is you are wanting, whatever this talent is you're talking about, and then relax and allow the inspiration to come, you can have it very quickly. We are snapping our fingers, which may be a little quicker than you believe, but it is a matter of wanting and expecting, you say.
So a person that could never draw a straight line could have a desire to start to learn to draw?
Absolutely, unless he talked a lot about not being able to draw a straight line. In other words, that sort of statement, in other words, there are many who never talk about whether they can or can't draw. In other words, it's not even part of their experience. And so they would be closer to that experience than one who said, I can't draw a straight line, because their expectation is already going in the other direction.
Okay.
It is a matter of defining what you want and then expecting and allowing. It is the same thing that you have heard us say every time you ask a question. That's what we say, as a matter of fact. It is our answer. There is one answer, the balance of your thought. As you stand in your now, this junction of future and past, that's what now is. It keeps moving, but that's what it is. You think in your now, every waking moment. Your thoughts basically go in 2 categories. Desire, which represents future, belief, expectation, which represents past. And so, as you stand in your now, the balance of your thought has to do with what you want and the expectation of it. Now, because you are defensive beings, you've been trained to watch out for lack, most of you, as you stand in your now, are much more negatively expectant about the things that you want than you are positively expectant, because that is the format of your society. Many more critics than praisers, many more warners than well-wishers, you see. And so all that you have to do in order to be one who is more instant in your manifestation of all the good things that you're defining is to release that expectation by virtue of what you have lived in this one short life experience, and dawn a greater expectation by virtue of your acknowledgement of the laws of the universe. In other words, in the moment that you can say, it doesn't matter what I have lived, because I have been observing a world full of physical beings who have been creating evidence that I am now using as statistical data to work against myself, and phooey with that, now I'm going to acknowledge the laws And the law says, that which I give my attention to, I attract. And so am I focusing upon wanting this talent, or am I focusing upon the fact that I can't draw a straight line? What is the balance of my thought regarding this subject? I want to feel good, and I want to draw. How does this thought fit in? Not very well. How does this thought fit in? Not very well. How does this thought fit? Fits right in. Do you see what we're saying? Mm-hmm. Our friend asked the perfect question relative to this, as we were talking earlier, when she said, how is it that anyone, in this case she was speaking of Jerry and Esther, get to that place of knowing? Does it happen all at once? We say, usually not. It happens one acknowledgement at a time. You have heard us encourage you from the beginning of our interaction. Look for the evidence that surrounds you. Watch for the absolute correlation between what you're thinking and what you're getting. But then we must define that a little bit, because you think when you're thinking about a subject that you're thinking about the subject, but every subject really is two subjects. Every subject is really two. There is the subject of health and there is the subject of lack of it, and you can't think about one without thinking about the other. Everything that you think about, money and not enough money, relationship and not enough relationship, beautiful body and not beautiful body, everything you think about has its natural, glorious balance, you see. And so what you are wanting to do is say, I want, and then by virtue of the way you feel as you think or speak or act, know which side of the equation you're on. You will always know a walk or a nap. A walk or a nap. A walk or a nap. A walk it is, you see. Good.
Okay. Just have one more question. I recently got in a conversation with a man who loves to hunt for sport, and as a matter of fact, his direct quote to me was, I'll be frank with you, I think it's fun to shoot a bird.
Of course, you attracted that from him, didn't you? Your horror. Your face was so amazed. Your eyes were so big.
Up to this point, I didn't say anything. But then I started to think...
Oozing your blocks of thought, eh?
No, then he started stating all this stuff from the Bible, and he said, I mean, after all, in the Bible it does say that animals were put here on earth to serve the purpose of mankind.
Agreed.
Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Everything that is upon your earth is for the enhancement of your physical being. Everything.
For human beings.
Absolutely.
So we're the supreme being on the planet?
You are the creator. And you have come forth into this environment as a workplace to create beyond. And everything that is here is for your enhancement.
So